Alright, Shalom. First of all, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on the tsunami waves that hit the U.S. shores after 8.8 magnitude quake strikes Russia's far east. So, just like the men of the Lord were saying, things are getting turned up out here. Things are getting more serious. So, through the Spirit, I'm going to read some of this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will be ratified. It says, waves have hit nations across the Pacific after tsunami alerts were issued when a massive 8.8 magnitude quake struck off Russia's far eastern coast. This quake is tied for the sixth strongest ever recorded. There were no casualties, the Kremlin says. It says U.S. shores, including in Hawaii, California, Oregon, Washington, and Alaska, have been hit by waves. The tsunami's first waves hit Russia and Japan, where nearly 2 million people have been evacuated. Tsunami warnings in Hawaii and Japan have been downgraded. Earlier, Honolulu's mayor told people to move to higher ground, and Hawaii's governor urged people to immediately evacuate coastal zones. Yeah, so, hey, the Lord is turning things up out here. The men of the Lord have been saying that things were going to get more serious. You know, these earthquakes were going to get stronger. There were going to be tsunamis. There's going to be flash floods, you know, more tornadoes and hurricanes and tropical storms and wildfires. Oh, the men of the Lord stay warning people. But nobody wants to pay attention until it's actually happening, until they're in the middle of it. But at that point, it's already too late. And this 8.8 magnitude quake, this was from the Lord. See, the Lord is letting people know that he's not playing. Psalms 9:16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion Selah. And that's right. The Heavenly Father is known by his judgments. And these earthquakes are some of the Lord's judgments. There is no way around it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is from the Lord. This is not Mother Nature. Oh, this is the power of the Heavenly Father being manifested. All of the fear that people feel when things like this happen, all the destruction and death that can be caused by events like this, that's all the work of the Lord. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm, and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. Yeah, and the Lord's been doing just that. He just sent out that 8.8 earthquake. He's been sending tornadoes, hurricanes, and tropical storms and wildfires. And like it says, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So there is no getting around who these judgments are coming from. The scriptures are letting you know that this is the Lord's work, that this is how he's visiting the world. Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And when you look up the definition of diverse, it means many or multiple. And there are earthquakes that happen all over the world, different parts of the world. Because the Lord, He's bringing that judgment. He's bringing that judgment all over the world to whoever He decides deserves that type of judgment. Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and there are plenty of both of these things taking place. There are plenty of earthquakes happening throughout the world, and there are plenty of uproars of the people in the form of protests and riots all over the world. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder, and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And the power outages, the heat waves, the wildfires, the earthquakes, the flash floods, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, you know, the different moons, the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, all of these things are effects and signs from the Lord, powerful works of the Lord, showing you what time and season that we are in. And those of us of the hopeful elect, we understand that. But these simple carnal people, they don't understand. Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And those of us of the hopeful elect are prudent. And when you look up the definition of prudent, that means wise. And through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we are wise. We've been blessed with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures. And we're able to foresee the evil. And that's how we're able to warn the people as to what is going to be taking place. It says, but the simple pass on and are punished. And that's all the people who refuse to take heed to the warnings. They want to say that the men of the Lord are crazy, that they're conspiracy theorists, and, all of these different things. And then you see what ends up happening. Those people end up getting caught up in the judgments when the Lord unleashes the judgments. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And it is. It is a fearful and scary thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. And people experience that on a daily basis with the various forms of judgment that the Lord uses to punish these wicked people. Because like it says in Psalm 7:11, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. This 8.8 earthquake, that was the Lord's anger being put on display. But a lot of people aren't going to look at it that way because they're carnal. scriptures even tell us. Second Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. We are in some of the most dangerous times. All of these different, you know, quote unquote natural disaster type events taking place. You got volcanoes awakening. You got earthquakes causing tsunamis. You got flash floods. You got tornadoes and hurricanes and tropical storms and wildfires. The world is on the brink of World War III. You got different, diseases popping up all over the world. We are in the last days. And all of these events are signs. Majority of people, they just can't see it because the Lord has not opened their eyes. Because the Lord deems a lot of these people to be wicked and he's going to destroy them. So it's better for them to just stay blind and ignorant and just continue to run around being a demon until the Lord sends some type of judgment to wipe them out. To see those of us of the hopeful elect, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we're going to stay locked in. We're going to stay circumspect. Luke 21:22, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And that's why there's wars and rumors of wars. That's why the love of many is waxing cold. That's why there's fires and storms and tempests and earthquakes. That's why there's shootings and stabbings and car crashes and planes crashing and trains derailing and boats capsizing. Because these are all acts of the Lord. These are all his vengeance upon these wicked people with whom he is angry with. Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And that's also how you know that we are in some dangerous times, because the scriptures are telling us that we need to watch and pray always, that we may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass. So if nothing bad was going to happen, then what would we need to escape? See, we want to be accounted worthy to escape these things because these things are not good. Nobody wants to get caught up in an earthquake or a tsunami or a volcano eruption or a wildfire or a tornado or a flash flood or any of these other types of judgments. But because these people don't believe in the Lord, they don't believe that the Lord is going to can save them. The scriptures tell us in Psalms 118:8 that it is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. A lot of people, they're putting their trust in Esau and in his alert systems, his warning systems. But as we know, Trump has been defunding the National Weather Service and NOAA and FEMA, all of these entities that were created to help people in the event of, tsunamis and earthquakes and hurricanes and other what people will refer to as natural disasters. So you're over here putting your trust in someone that doesn't care about you. Meanwhile, the Lord, He would care about you if you were doing what He required of you. But a lot of people, they want to be wicked because in this society, being wicked gets you, gets you some benefits. So people see that and they're like, oh, well, that's how I'm supposed to be. When in reality, that's not how you're supposed to be, because all that's going to do is put you in the crosshairs of the Lord. And that's the one place you don't want to be. But these people, they have to continuously find out the hard way. And that's exactly what's happening. These people are experiencing the consequences of their actions. And those consequences are going to get worse. They're going to get more severe, more frequent, more destructive, more deadly. And that's merely these wicked people reaping what they've sown for not heeding the warnings, for not taking this seriously, for not fearing the Lord and ceasing from their wickedness. So for all you sincere brothers and sisters, just continue to watch. Because best believe the Lord has a lot more judgment and even heavier judgments than this in store for the wicked people of this world. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Merkakudash, the Wadi Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are still fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, shalom.